This week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, and Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Get this, Tyson Fury has invited Deontay to spend the weekend with him so they might reflect together on the night they contested the greatest and most brutal fight not only of this year, but in recent boxing history. Let me counterpunch. I think it's too soon. I think this is too soon. I know Deontay Wilder said what he said after that fight, like right after that fight. I think it was raw. I think it was fresh. I think it was honest at the time. But then later on, he's congratulated him or whatever. And, supposedly that's, he's learned from, the loss, the second loss of his career to Tyson Fury. And, Tyson Fury, of course, has came out and spoke encouraging words to Deontay like, hey, keep on fighting. You can be champ again. You can do it. You know what I mean? Keep on training and working hard. Now, and now you hear the invitation for him to spend the weekend with him. Listen, I do think this. I think this is one of those things that we can find out to see where Deontay Wilder's mind, body, and soul is truly at, okay, based on how he responds to Tyson Fury. If he takes the invitation, if he doesn't take the invitation, if he doesn't even respond to the invitation, we will know, okay, because there's a lot of fighters that had trilogies. Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, Diego Corrales, Jose Castillo, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali. A lot of guys have had trilogies, and these trilogies were mostly historic. Well, actually, Marquez and Pacquiao had 4, so I don't even think that's really a good example. But and a lot of these guys never really recover. Spiritually, they never get over certain things. Like Frazier never got over the things that Muhammad Ali said about him. Never. Okay, and those things just lasted for a long time. Barrera and Morales got together. They made amends, and they used to hate each other. So they had a trilogy. So that's a good example. But based on all the stuff that was said, I think, and I feel bad for Wilder because I think Wilder was caught up in a situation where he was hurt. He didn't know what to think from the loss that he took the first time. And fans, obsessive people coming in with different agendas and narratives were just flooding tabloids with these stories, just flooding the internet with these stories. And he was caught in a situation where it was like, well, he didn't say nothing from the longest because I don't think he had or knew really what to say at the point of time. He let everyone else speak, but I don't think he really knew, like, okay, which direction am I actually going to go with this shit? But he seen it. It gave him so much traction, and he took the latter. Like, okay, look, let me turn this into something, because if I could beat Tyson Fury, I can make all this shit true, and people will be talking about this like it was a scandal, like Louis Resto and Margarito for the next 20 years, and then I can avenge that loss because that loss was actually speculated, allegedly cheating, a conspiracy anyway. So, you know what I mean? So you look at all that, and then he just gets, he has a hell of a fight, and he has that reckoning with Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury still beats him. Even after dropping Tyson Fury, after Tyson Fury dropped him, but after dropping Tyson Fury, he still got knocked out. Okay, and I don't know, but I don't know how he feels. But him, I think this is the true tester of Wilder. Okay, I think Tyson Fury inviting him. I think Tyson Fury's doing that. You know, I know, and Tyson Fury's not as mad. I don't think he ever was mad as Deontay Wilder was, because he was the winner, and winners are normally not that mad. What are you mad about? You know what I mean? But I think that this is a way to see where Deontay Wilder's at. You know, because anybody could type something over the internet. If Deontay typed that shit at all, it could have been his girl, Taylor Swift, did that shit. You know what I mean? For him, or somebody else is like, hey, type that shit up for Tyson. I ain't gonna type it. You know? So, but him have to physically go to his house and see him again and talk to him and smile and grin and eat and sit across the room from this cat that just, you know, rung your bell and knocked you out. That takes a lot of energy, especially if your heart is not right, especially if he's still angry, especially if he still holds malice or some sort of disdain for Tyson Fury. You know, so, hey, it's definitely a tester. And it's a way to know if Wilder has really healed, okay? Because, again, he ain't the only one if he hasn't. Look at Frazier. And I think Frazier, you know, that led him to drinking more, that led him to do a lot of things more, to be a bitter person. You know, as far as, you know, living life and dealing with things and situations. You know, you got to let shit go or it will take you out in the worst way. Okay? And it's a good approach from Tyson Fury. But to me, I just only think it's a definite tester. If they go and kick it off, it would be great. It would be like Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney. You know, their rivalry, you know, and he could never beat Gene Tunney, you know? And, you know, but Jack Dempsey was the guy people was known for, not Gene Tunney, really. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, inviting Deontay Wilder for the weekend to discuss their massive, drug-out battle together. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.